I have spent years working my ass off as a bartender, pulling late nights, doing exactly what I thought a provider should do. I could handle the chaos of a packed room and keep everybody happy, but I was failing at the quiet, unseen chaos in my own living room. I felt like a complete fraud. When my wife started pulling away, I realized something real dark. She wasn't pulling away because she didn't love me. She was pulling away because she didn't trust the man that I was becoming. You think that you are a failing husband and a father because you're not making enough money, or because you're not getting up at 4 a.m. So you look for shortcuts. You try to life hack your way out of a dying marriage or a household that feels chaotic. Before you can fix your family, you're gonna have to sit alone and take the mirror test. You were trying to put a fresh coat of paint on a house with a rotten foundation. It's an illusion, and your wife and kids, they can feel the floorboards sinking beneath them. Today, we are gonna throw all those cheap hacks in the trash. We are going to rebuild your character from the ground up so you can actually lead your home. Right now, you live your life reacting to everything. When the pressure spikes, when a pipe bursts, your water heater floods the floors, and you suddenly have to pack up your family and go stay in a hotel room for a week because of mold, your natural instinct is to panic, complain, and play the victim. You think that your frustration is justified, but you're just acting like an animal backed in a corner. Between the moment disaster strikes and the moment you react, there is a split second. And in that split second, you have a choice. That choice is your duty as a man. You take total ownership. You don't yell at the walls, and you definitely don't take your stress out on your wife. You simply absorb the chaos, pack the bags, keep the kids calm, and execute a solution. Right now, you wake up every day just to survive. You put out fires at work, you pay the bills, and you just try to survive until the weekend. You believe that just surviving the day makes you a good provider. But see, moving fast in the wrong direction is a disaster. If it comes time for you to uproot your entire life, pack up your house, and move your family across country, you don't just throw boxes in a truck, start driving, and hope you end up somewhere good. You would be leading your family right off of a cliff. But that is exactly how you are running your marriage. You have no map. If you do not actively plan what your family stands for, society will give you the default plan. You will become distant roommates who get divorced as soon as the kids leave for college. Your duty is to sit down and draft the family constitution. What does your family stand for? What are the laws of your household? Build that picture inside your head and force your daily actions to match that image. You wear your busyness as a badge of honor. You tell your wife something like, "I'm working 70 hours a week for us." You think that being busy makes you a protector, but in reality, you're addicted to emergencies. You completely ignore the things that are truly important, like taking care of your health or taking your wife out on dates with no phones allowed. The things that will save your family 10 years from now are very important, but they are not urgent. Going to the gym will not scream for your attention. But if you slack on it for 10 years, you end up having a heart attack, and then you leave your kids without a father. You must schedule your priorities. You are not just making a schedule, you are setting the standard for what is tolerated in your home. You were taught that every argument is a game that you have to win. If you and your wife disagree, you think that putting your foot down makes you a strong leader. You think that winning the argument fixes the problem, but in reality, you are destroying the trust in your marriage. If you force your wife to give in, she will secretly resent you. True leadership is not about dominating people. If you and your wife cannot come up with an answer that makes you both feel respected, then the answer has to be no deal. You walk away and you try again later. You never force her to lose. When your wife comes to you stressed out, you listen to her for about 4 seconds, right? And then you immediately interrupt and you say, "Well, this is how you fix that. I did it." You think that handing her a quick logical solution is how you provide value, but you are actually making her feel completely alone. You see, humans are hardwired to keep their guard up until they feel completely understood. You are acting like a doctor prescribing a heavy medication, and you haven't even bothered to look at the x-rays yet. It takes massive mental strength to just shut your mouth, put your ego away, and just listen. Empathy is not weakness. It is the gathering of the right information so you can actually lead. Society tells you that a good marriage is all about compromise. You meet in the middle and you both walk away slightly annoyed. But compromise is a weak strategy. It's like taking two great ideas and making them both worse. The differences between your wife are really not your biggest problems. They're your biggest advantages. You combine those traits to build a life that neither one of you could have built alone. 1 + 1 in this case shouldn't equal 2. It should equal 10. You sleep for 4 hours a night, you eat garbage, and you think that destroying yourself proves that you are a hard worker. This is the ultimate betrayal of your family. You see, if you are constantly exhausted, your mind gets slow and your temper gets short. It's like walking into the gym, loading the bar with heavy weight, and then violently throwing it around with terrible form. You think that you are working hard, but you're not building strength. You are just guaranteeing a catastrophic injury. Growth only happens when you strip the ego, focus on effort, and train to failure with perfect technique. You are the machine that protects this family. If the machine breaks, the family suffers. It is your strict duty to take care of yourself every single day. This is not selfish care. This is mandatory maintenance for your family's most valuable asset, you. Now, see, you think that protecting your own little yard is the ultimate goal. But if you build all this strength and you never pass it on, your legacy is a dead end. A strong father who has raised weak and dependent children has failed his most important mission. It is your strict duty to teach them responsibility. You don't just solve their problems. You show your son what quiet, unshakable strength looks like when the pressure is on. You set a standard so high that your daughter will never, ever settle for a weak, reactive man in her own life. You take that unbreakable character that you build up in your own house and you use it to raise up the people around you. This is the complete blueprint. Stop looking for life hacks and communication tricks. A hack is just a band-aid on a bullet wound. Deep, unshakable character is the only thing that lasts. If your foundation is rotten, stop making excuses. Start building.